Some of the strangest things on Earth don't last long. They happen once, then disappear. For centuries, people saw these and had no idea why. Today, we understand them, but they still don't feel normal. So, let's take a look at some more crazy natural phenomena. These are microbursts, first scientifically described in the 70s after a series of unexplained aircraft accidents during landing and takeoff. Meteorologists eventually realized these weren't tornadoes. They were powerful columns of air crashing downward from thunderstorms. A microburst forms when rain-cooled air becomes dense and sinks rapidly toward the ground. When it hits the surface, it spreads outward at extreme speeds, creating sudden, violent wind shear. These winds can exceed 160 km per hour, strong enough to flip aircraft or flatten forests. The most dangerous part? Microbursts are short-lived, often lasting less than 10 minutes, making them difficult to detect without modern radar. To pilots, it can feel like the sky just pulled the floor out from under them. Next up, we have morning glory clouds, documented by Western scientists in the late 19th century, but indigenous Australians had observed them for generations before that. These massive rolling cloud formations can stretch over 1,000 kilometers and are most commonly seen in northern Australia. They form when cool air pushes beneath warmer, moist air, creating a horizontal tube of cloud that slowly rolls forward like a wave frozen in time. When several of these clouds line up, the view from above looks less like weather and more like Mother Nature getting ready to throw a party. They're so predictable in some regions that glider pilots actually ride the rising air beneath them for hours. Not many clouds come with their own flight schedule. The broken spectre was first formally described in 1780, after sightings in the Harz Mountains of Germany. Hikers would see a giant, shadowy figure surrounded by a glowing halo in the fog, often assuming they were being watched by something supernatural. What's actually happening is surprisingly simple. When the sun is low behind you and fog or cloud sits below, your shadow is projected forward and enlarged. Light diffracts around water droplets, creating a circular rainbow effect called a glory. The shadow moves as you move, which makes the illusion feel personal. It's one of the rare moments where the atmosphere turns you into the phenomenon. Check out these beautiful light pillars. They have been observed for centuries, especially in cold regions, but were often mistaken for spiritual signs or celestial structures. They form when light reflects off flat hexagonal ice crystals suspended in cold air near the ground. These crystals act like tiny mirrors, stacking reflections vertically. Streetlights, the moon, or even the sun can create pillars that appear to stretch endlessly into the sky. Despite how solid they look, you could walk straight through one and feel absolutely nothing. They're most common in extremely cold conditions, which is why they often show up during winter nights, when the atmosphere is calm enough to cooperate. And lastly, we have snow donuts. Wait, not this type of snow donuts. Snow donuts, also known as snow rollers, were first documented in scientific literature in the early 20th century, though they've likely formed unnoticed for much longer. They occur when a layer of snow breaks loose and begins rolling across the ground, collecting more snow as it goes, much like a snowball. If conditions are just right, the center stays hollow. They require a precise balance of temperature, wind, snow texture, and slope, which is why they're rare and often disappear quickly. They look like someone carefully placed them there, but it was just Mother Nature playing with the snow. And occasionally, after years of drought, the desert blooms. The planet doesn't announce these moments. They don't come with warnings or explanations. They just happen, quietly, briefly, and usually far from where we're looking. Cameras didn't make this phenomena possible. They just finally let us catch them. Let me know in the comments which of these you found most surprising.